crossover. 1, 2, 3. Crossover. Across. Step. Beautiful. Little flutter out. He did move. That's experience. Experienced fighters do that. Step to the side. 3.
The much anticipated clash between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is heating up more than ever, and Jake Paul's girlfriend is afraid that Mike Tyson might knock out his boyfriend. Jake Paul's girlfriend, Jutta Leerdam, is worried for his boyfriend's well-being as she believes that the Iron Mike might hurt him. She thinks that Mike's muscle memory and the fact that he's been doing this his whole life makes him super scary. She stated, "For me, if I look at him, he's just scary. He's super strong. He's a little bit older now, but if you're still able to do that, your body remembers that. You've got that power forever." She believes that the long-term training will help Mike a lot compared to Jake, who just got into this sport 5 years ago. Also, one thing about Jake, he's been doing this for 5 years. I think that is worse than being almost 60 and having your whole life. Like you're used to that power. You've trained so much that your body will remember that. Tyson has had so many years of training. Jake didn't even train 5 years ago. He didn't do anything. He was just partying. That's not even comparable. He is 57. He's strong. His body just remembers how to fight. Jake's only been doing this for a few years. If someone started a few years ago with speed skating, they couldn't participate in a world championship by now. That's not even possible. What Jake is doing is already crazy. After watching a training video of the Iron Mike with his boyfriend Jake, Jutta had this lingering doubt that what if Mike knocks Jake out cold? Jutta stated, "What if he knocks you out? Like, is that your last fight? I would definitely cry, but also because I just feel bad and I just hope you're okay." Jake has been doing this for like only a few years, so if someone like started a few years ago with speed skating, they couldn't even participate in the world championships. Like, that's not even possible. So what Jake is doing is already crazy. Ryan Garcia gives credit to Jake Paul for landing this mega fight with Mike Tyson, but he also believes that Mike will probably knock Jake out. Garcia also thinks that power is the last thing to go, and looking at the rigorous training that Mike is up to recently, he believes that Mike will hit like a truck, even though he's almost 60.
I like Jake.
You think he's doing a good job?
Yes.
What do you think about the Tyson fight that he just announced?
That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Try to fight Tyson. He knocks you out, but at least you fought Tyson. That's cool.
At this point, I think Tyson's 58, right?
No, that's not okay. He's like 60 years old.
How much of his power do you think he lost? Do you think it's still Mike Tyson?
Right, that's the last thing to go.
Teddy Atlas also has the same belief of the power going last. He believes that Paul has made a big mistake by challenging the Iron Mike, and he might regret his decision. Teddy stated, "One of the last things that go with a fighter is their power. I think this is a very dangerous fight for Paul. I think he might be making a mistake. He's got a lot more to lose than Tyson." Former UFC middleweight champion Kamaru Usman also thinks that Jake has put himself in a big lose-lose situation. He believes that Mike Tyson, being loved by everyone, won't look good getting knocked out by Jake Paul. He believes that if Jake Paul beats Mike, he'll be hated for that, and this is not it. Kamaru is 100% sure that if Jake Paul loses the fight, his career will be over.
So this is a lose-lose for Jake Paul. You can't go out there and potentially beat up Uncle Mike, the guy that's so loved by the world. You don't get no cool points for that. Let's say you go in there and you do beat up Uncle Mike. So you think now people are going to respect you. Oh, Jake Paul, yeah, you beat Mike Tyson, 58-year-old Mike Tyson. No, you're not going to get the respect for that. In fact, I think it'd actually be worse. People might hate you more because it's Uncle Mike. Everyone loves Uncle Mike. But on the flip side, you go out there and you get put to sleep, which is a possibility because Uncle Mike still has that punching power. He's still ferocious, and he will still come at you. You go out there and get put to sleep. Let's just go ahead and sign the death certificate of your career. There's no more career after that.
There's no doubt that Tyson has still got the power in his hands. UFC legend Chuck Liddell seems to agree with this, as he made his statement quite clear about Mike sleeping Jake if he hits him.
There's huge talks right now in the fighting world because Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson, and I gotta know, you know, like he's a lot younger, he's half his age, and he's training around the clock for the last few years. Like, do you think Tyson has a chance? Jake, they're saying, is the favorite.
Yeah, if Tyson's taking a dive, but if Tyson hits him, it's over.
So,
Hey, by the way, last thing to go is power.
Interesting.
Hey, last thing to go is power. He hits him, it's over.
So it doesn't matter.
Mike still, hey, you see Mike, she's still hitting.
Okay, that's a fair warning. That's your message. What's your message to Jay?
Keep coming up, man.
Ricky Hatton has looked over Mike training and grinding in the gym. He believes that Mike is still very dangerous to get in the ring with. He also believes that Jake might be in trouble for picking up a fight against the Iron Mike. Ricky stated, "He still looks ferocious, and I've his punching power online, so I think Jake Paul will be in trouble. You have to respect that the younger guy will outbox him and pick him off with speed because he's the smaller man. But what I see on the social media on how Mike is training, trust me, I wouldn't take up the offer to fight him. So good luck to Jake." The age between the two fighters is not a big concern for Tyrone Woodley, as he believes that Mike is still going to come on top, despite him being 58.
At the end of the day, he's fighting the person, the one fighter that most people fear. And I feel like 58, 27, the age is not a factor. That's a wash, right? Experience level obviously is going to go to Mike Tyson. But Jake's got a screw loose, man. I guarantee you Mike can offer it. He offered this to Mike.
However, Jake Paul looks ready for what Mike has to offer. Jake is considering all these pros, saying that Mike still has the power, but also mentions that he's got an iron chin. He is confident in himself and believes that he can bear Mike's punching power. Jake stated, "I want to see how hard he hits. Mike, I really want to see, bro. Let's see all the legends, the myths, because you're Iron Mike Tyson, but I have an iron chin. People know that. I take shots. I think people are underestimating me being able to deal with his power, and that's something that's going to make it interesting." Jake also predicts the fight to end by stoppage. He believes that he'll be more quicker, and people are underestimating this aspect of his game.
So what is your predictions for the fight?
I think I'm gonna stop him. I think I'm too fast.
Do you think you're gonna knock him out?
I don't know. Like, I think it could be a TKO is more likely.
Okay, so it's a stoppage, early stoppage. Okay.
Yeah.
And
but I think people underestimated my speed. I think that'll be the main difference.
yes, you are quicker. Obviously, you're a lot younger. You're faster. You're more athletic for sure. But hey, I told him the same thing off camera. It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I got a dodge
couple
punches.
Come on, bro. You know what I mean?
Especially the body shots. He's gonna be ripping. He's gonna be ripping the body shot.
I want to.
Despite Jake being super confident for his fight against the Iron Mike, he also acknowledges that this will be the toughest fight of his career. He knows the pressure that this fight has and seems to face it just like he wants to give a death stare to Mike Tyson. "I am biting off a lot. This is definitely the toughest, most savage, lethal opponent regardless of age, because power is the last thing to go. The reaction and reception of it is insane. I almost can't even believe it. So very surreal and very, very grateful for all of that. We're going to see. I'm excited. I literally can't wait to look across the ring and see him and give him a death stare." Jake also mentioned the sheer gravity of this fight and the impact that it'll have on the boxing world. Jake stated, "I did the face-off and then I walked away and I just laughed to myself. I was like, ha, this is insane. On my screen, my eyeballs are the ones facing off against Mike Tyson, and I just couldn't believe it. The fact that it's on Netflix, I think that's going to really revolutionize the game in boxing. I think streaming could eventually be a very bright future for the sport." This match is going to be a showdown between two generations. The spectacle of the clash will be something that the boxing world will buzz about, undoubtedly, but UFC fighter Michael Venom Page thinks otherwise. He thinks that the sight of Mike losing and especially getting knocked out in the ring won't be great. MVP fears that although it will not take much away from Mike's legacy, the coming generation will remember Mike as someone who lost to a YouTuber. MVP stated, "I don't like it. Nothing against Jake Paul. The potential picture that Mike Tyson could be lying on the floor and Jake Paul could be standing above him, I hate, because of the legacy. I think it's a stupid, again, I get the gimmick of it and the money. Mike Tyson's legacy, not that it completely takes it away, but for this next generation to remember Mike Tyson in that picture, I would hate." Bernard Hopkins is also not a huge fan of this clash. He hates the fact that he'll see the same Iron Mike who slept boxers in second to an old man who might lose to a YouTuber. Hopkins stated, "I don't like it. I don't like it. I look at Mike, I look at him different in a way of my era. Like people looked at Ali, I looked at Ali different too. Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't like it. I think it's becoming more of a sideshow with some sweat and maybe some blood if we're lucky. I won't watch it. I could watch two turtles race and be more excited. Hopkins believes that this fight will tarnish Mike's legacy as one of the greatest of all time. He thinks that no amount of money should justify this fight. I've shared not only the ring with Mike Tyson a few times, but the era, a little tip of the era. I just think it degrades him. You're getting 100 million, 200 million. Please, okay. UFC Bantamweight. Champion Suga, Sean O'Malley, questions the legitimacy of the match. He doubts that the training videos might be fake, and even the match can be predetermined.
Jake Paul, in his prime, you could say, well, I mean, he's still getting better, but versus Mike Tyson, who's 57. I think he'll be 58 by the time they fight. Chael Sonnen's saying that they're faking the training videos. I mean, if you watch the quick little snippets, boom, 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 it is. And are they current videos, or are those videos from a few years ago? Are they going to wear headgear? Are they going to try to knock each other out? Is this an exhibition match? Is
When
this
did
a
he
pro
fight Roy?
match?
They
Was
said
that 2
they
years
both
ago?
want it on the pro record. They said they both want it on the pro record. What weight is? I'm curious what it's going to be. You see those videos going around, and it could be when he was injured or something. Mike Tyson with a cane. It looks like his back was really f***ed up, and the way he punches, the way he twists and explodes into punches. I'm curious how many rounds it's going to be. That's going to say a lot. Is it going to be?
Is that announced
It
yet?
can't be more than 6 rounds.
Meanwhile, Paul's mind is already racing towards his next challenge. He sets his sights on squaring off against none other than Ryan Garcia. Fueled by their recent verbal sparring, Paul is eager to step into the ring for what promises to be an electrifying encounter.
On here, there was shit talk back and forth. He was saying stuff about you on Twitter. You called him. There was more shit talk. Have you guys talked anymore? Is that actually a fight that could happen?
I think it could happen as like an exhibition, probably.
Just because you couldn't.
But I think he thinks.
Paul mentioned that a fight could possibly happen, likely as an exhibition. He speculated that his opponent believed he would win, but Paul expressed eagerness to prove him wrong, especially considering his opponent's lighter weight class. He hinted at the possibility of a sequel on Netflix.
That he would win, and I would love to just like deflate his little 130 pounds.
That's the only way it could happen, right? His exhibition.
Furthermore, Paul criticized Garcia's boxing skills, specifically targeting his footwork. He acknowledged that while Garcia is fast and quick, having been involved in the sport his whole life, his movement is poor. Paul described Garcia as a flat-footed and immobile fighter.
For the weight?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge fight as well.
Yeah, maybe Netflix part 2. And his footwork sucks. Like, once I've been learning more about the sport, it's like he's fast and quick and been doing it his whole life, obviously, but his feet, bro, I would tear him apart. He got flat-footed, stuck-ass fighter.
Anything else?
Meanwhile, Garcia observed Paul after he won for the 9th time in his professional career, and he stated that he wanted to finish his career. Garcia was watching and then went on X to challenge Paul. He wrote, "Okay, enough. It's on. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to end this Jake Paul boxing thing. Bring it on, Jake. I'm dead f***ing serious. Q, hit my team up." Paul replied by expressing his affection for Ryan. However, he advised Ryan to calm down, suggesting that there was a boundary that Ryan appeared to be crossing. He expressed concern that Ryan seemed to be losing his sense, acting in a manner that came off as desperate and thirsty. Paul said, "Ryan, I love you. You know that, bro. But you've got to chill out because there's a line, and you just seem like you're losing your mind and acting thirsty and desperate and saying you're a billionaire when you had one money fight." So what are thoughts regarding this fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.